Hello, after a week of USB dongles, we will make some slight interruption and probably I will start a week of wireless in-ear monitors, probably some headphones. I've got few really popular models from famous manufacturers in the queue, but we will start today with another really popular model, but it's widely known or widely popular in narrower circles. It's Mifo or Mifo O7. It's true wireless in-ear monitors made for really good sound quality, and everything is dedicated here for the sound quality. It uses dual balanced armatures, and kind of spoiler, it indeed offers a really good sound quality and build and so on. Actually, price is noticeably higher average level for the true wireless models. It's $150 on the AliExpress, so it's a direct competitor for the Noble Audio Falcon, for example. And well, let's take a closer look, make comparisons and make decisions and so on and so forth. As you can see, package is, well, simple but nice. Unusual polygraphy, silver coating with foil-like print, looks actually pretty attractive. You see that at some angles you can see the colors, at other angles they looks like black and white, so nice looking. On the back side there are features listed. So Qualcomm chipset, if I remember right, it's QCC 3020, so it means good connection quality and all other features that recent Qualcomm chipset offers. Dual balanced armatures. Actually there is a version of O7 with single balanced armature. It's a bit cheaper, but I didn't cover it yet. Phone call communication with noise cancelling. Actually here used not 2 but 4 microphones for noise cancelling. Touch controls, Bluetooth 5.0, IP67 waterproof, actually pretty serious level of waterproof, and low power consumption, 6-7 hours, and actually from 5 to 6 hours playback you will have, and additional 25 hours in the case. So nice figures, and actually modern true wireless models offers nice level of work time. So inside you will have the case with in-ear monitors, USB cable, so pretty unusual, but actually USB cable is always a USB cable, and user manual, and of course here we can expect a set of tips. So manual with information and additional 4 pair of tips, so 5 pair of tips in total. And the most interesting thing is control. So double tap, play, pause, answer or hang up phone call, single taps, volume, and triple taps, song navigation. 2 seconds hold, it's the voice assistant. Well, maybe not the most convenient schema. For me the most convenient is single tap is play, pause, and hold is for volume change, but anyway this schema is pretty working, and actually it's good that you can change the volume without taking your phone out of pocket and unlocking it. So an additional short manual here where it's described pairing, connection, and touch functions. Well, I think it's a nice idea. Maybe at least someone will read the freaking manual. And first surprise here, case is made of metal. It's really solid, weight more than traditional cases. Not sure how it will stand out after few months of usage. Maybe it will wear a bit, but it looks really solidly built and really durable at first sight. Lid, of course, is held by magnet. Unusual mechanism holding the lid. so it allows additional freedom, so pretty unusual in this aspect. You take both pieces out and they will start, boot up and connect to each other. Here are 3 LED indicators, so let's put it back and it will show you the current charge level. So let's take them back out. So case is pretty good. Earpieces are small, unusual shape, so Mifo has its own unusual look, but as usual they use non-traditional tips and have really short spouts, so fit is not superior, at least for me, because these tips are a bit too small and you can't use regular tips, so you need to find some special tips for this in ear monitors. With biggest ones I've managed to get more or less reliable fit, but if your ear channels are big, probably you'll have to get some spin fits. I still can't understand why all manufacturers can't just make their true wireless models for the regular tips. Anyway, even if your ears are small, they will provide a nice fit, maybe even better fit if your ears are small. There is a lip for holding the tips, protective grill, so everything is built nicely in this aspect and nicely here. So let's put tips back. Really small, sleek, looks not too big in your ears, built really carefully. Here are small LED indicators that show pairing and all other related stuff. Connection quality is pretty good thanks to QCC 3020 chipset, and I have no issues with connection. Up to 10 meters they hold really reliable. They offer all that traditional features like use single earpiece or use both, swap them, select which one will be master, and changing that. The only issue is traditional when you enter some area with lot of interference, like some big mall with lot of Wi-Fi networks, for example, you can experience some hiccups, but besides that, connection quality is pretty okay. Background noise level is really low with them, so no issues here. Everything is done on a pretty good level. They hold connection steadily, they build nicely, so pretty good in terms of design, build quality and all other exterior related stuff. Here is the traditional microphone quality test. I am recording this part of video using this in-ear monitors, using the microphone, so no additional amplification, gain change, some equalizer thing, so it's their sound as it is. And still, I can admit that the case looks really great. And of course about the sound, so as I've told before, stock tips are not always providing the best fit, so I open my box with tips and grab some spin fits. I'm not sure actually what model of spin fit it is. If I remember right, it's CP360, but it's not 100% sure, so sorry, I can't tell which model it is. Maybe this blue color should tell the exact model number, because all spin fit models are color coded, but I'm not sure about the exact model. And actually with these tips it's more or less okay fitting the box. So if you put them in and you have to press a little bit and they will connect and start charging. So it's not a perfect solution, and you see the box is not completely closed here. Maybe some other spin fit tips will provide even better fit inside of the box and inside of ears, but it's more or less a working solution. At least for me, I'm even okay to remove these tips to charge them and put them back, but with these tips fit improves drastically. Maybe if your ear channels are smaller, stock tips will also fit okay. So let's have a player on the table and let's talk about the sound. Sonically they are really good. Here used aptX codec, it's the best codec available nowadays for true wireless models. Maybe somewhere in some laboratories some companies are testing true wireless models with LDAC, but I doubt about that, at least in nearest future. Anyway, here used some additional digital signal processing, and they managed to provide a really decent signal quality, even despite using the lossy codec. Nice, really good resolution, natural balanced sound, so like think about them like about normal dual balanced armature in-ear monitors tuned for maximum neutrality. So let's proceed probably step by step. And bass is pretty fast. It's because of the speed it's leaning a bit toward the faster side, but impact and punches are really nice, but lows are not accented, so it's not bass heavy model. It's not the model for those who like accented big bass. And actually with stock tips without proper fit you will have even less bass. So with these tips bass is pretty nice. So actually bass is tip dependent and fit dependent, but I think it's pretty obvious, but still I will mention that. So bass goes pretty deep, but as usual for the true wireless in-ear monitors, depth of low frequencies is limited by the lossy nature of the codec, because aptX codecs are cutting the lowest lows and highest highs. So depth is normal but not the maximum, but it's not because of the in-ear monitors but because of codec. It's good. It gives you really nice texturing and really good sense of real instruments. So these in-ear monitors are created mainly for the real instruments. For electronic music they are pretty nice, of course, but for the electronic music probably more accented low frequencies would be a plus. But of course it's a matter of taste as usual, so for me it's still okay. I like listening Daft Punk, Juno Reactor with them. For the Antwoord I'd like a bit more lows, and for Prodigy even a bit more lows, but still, you know, for me quality is main number one point, so I prefer quality over quantity, and that definitely gives you a nice quality. Of course resolution is not maximum, and wired models of similar price range will provide you better resolution, but still for the true wireless models it's pretty impressive low frequencies. And as an example I've got a bit unusual track, but it's Deep Purple, Machine Head and Smoke on the Water. You know why I've selected this track. It's because of the signature part where bass enters and starts its line, and these in-ear monitors play this part really nicely and in an enjoyable way. Mids are natural, resolving, probably shifted more towards the micro details, but of course micro detalization and resolution is also limited by the lossy codec. It's really good, pretty impressive, but at the same time they are not going into super analytical sound. Of course, it would be a silly idea for the true wireless model. If they will be too analytical, you will only hear the artifacts of the lossy compression, and they are trying to hide that. So it's kind of, you know, attempt of restoration of the signal damaged by the codec, and they pretty succeed in that. So nice resolution, so they require a bit better than average recorded tracks. It's pretty surprising for the true wireless model, but looks like we are entering into a new era with demanding true wireless models that will give you nice resolution, really realistic lifelike instruments and vocals. They are not adding weight, so with poorly recorded tracks you can lack a bit of weight, but anyway, for me it's a good trade-off to get the good resolution. Imaginary stage is a bit above average in width and in depth, and it's a really good and impressive result for the true wireless model. So all that three-dimensional stuff like positioning, some special effects, they are really good. Of course, don't expect like huge out of your head staging, but still one of two best results in the true wireless world. And as an example, I've got one of the best groups playing arena-oriented rock, so they are really great and actually surprisingly not widely known. It's Magnum. Maybe it's because of their silly album covers, like they are 40 years on stage, and after 40 years they should probably select some other cover design, but it's not that important. And crazy old mothers, just if you didn't hear this track, if you haven't heard this track, just pause this video right now, go find it and enjoy it, and then go back here, because it's great, one of the greatest tracks in the history of, I don't know how to say it, not hard rock, not pop rock, it's just like classical rock music with great chorus, with orchestra part, with keyboards, with powerful vocals. So it's just arena oriented rock, and at its best you will definitely like it, and you'll have to fight with the desire to stand up and shake your head, even if you are bold, do some choreography. Anyway, so let's go back. So it's, well, maybe not super great recorded track, like rock music never recorded as good as some jazz or classical music, but still it's recorded nicely. It has a lot of good stuff like emotional vocal, keyboard part, and engaging guitar riff, and these in-ear monitors will play all these parts with necessary detalization, with good amount of emotions and so on. But they don't highlight emotions, so it's just what is recorded you will have. And treble. Treble is surprisingly good, because usually treble suffers the most in the true wireless, not only true in the wireless world, so they're trying to do their best and they pretty much succeed. So treble extension is a bit above average, and it's a good result. As I say, lossy codecs of Bluetooth cut the upper treble. At the same time, the rest of the treble is pretty good, with nice attacks and decays, with good amount of realism, and moreover, what is important, they've managed to balance it. So it's not too much, not too few, really good amount and really good level of realism and weight, attacks and decays and so on. Of course, treble is a bit simplified compared to wireless connection, but you know, simplified compared to wireless connection is like second name of true wireless in ear monitors. So all the sound description, of course, it's for the true wireless. So nice level of treble, you know, sometimes they even better than many wired models with dubs sometimes, not always, but sometimes. And as an example for the treble, what I've got, oh yeah, so it's Notre de Paris, and it's Déchiré. I really like this musical, and actually only French version is worth any attention. And well, maybe it's my subjective opinion, but I tried English version, Russian version, so only French. So they knew what to do, and this part is full with emotional vocal and really good recorded guitar, so it requires a nice amount of overtones. Of course, they are not perfect in the overtone saturation, but for the true wireless model they behave really well, and this track sounding is pretty realistic. So to summarize everything, pretty natural model, leaning a bit towards the micro contrast, not trying to highlight anything with a nice level of detailization, but of course just made a correction taking into regard the true wireless nature of them. And speaking about the comparisons, actually the only model that could be compared with them, wait for it. Yes, you've got it's Noble Audio Falcon. Noble Audio Falcon is also tuned to be natural and resolving, but Noble Audio is a dynamic driver and it gives the main difference. So in terms of low frequencies, Noble will give and actually not only lows but mids, Noble will give you a bit better weight, but a bit less resolution and focus on the micro contrast with a bit better macro dynamics. So like if you need to hear every tiny detail, get this one. If you need better weight and not super nitpicking, then Falcon can do a trick. And in terms of resolution, this one is a bit more resolving, but it requires a bit better records and it behaves a bit worse with something that is not properly recorded, and that's the main difference. And on the treble, this one offers a bit more extension, while actually Noble sounding a bit more realistic on the treble area, maybe because the dynamic drivers are giving a bit better weight. So I am really glad that true wireless models evolving, and now we're getting more and more solutions that with a bit of stretch can be called audiophilic. It was Mifo or Mifo O7 dual balanced armature version, and probably I will start wireless review week or just few reviews, or maybe not, we will see. So thank you for listening and have a nice day.